Yeah.
Right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to something new from RBMY UK. This is the RBMY Roundup, a sort of short, snappy 10-15 minute video and audio file that will sort of catch up on the week's news in the weeks that we don't have a podcast out. We're going to elaborate a little bit more on these new news features in the podcast the following week. I'm Scott, I'm joined by Luke. You all right, Luke? How are we?
I'm all right. I've been on holiday this week. If you didn't follow me on Twitter, I've been tweeting about it quite a bit. It was my 21st yesterday.
Happy birthday
yesterday?
to you.
2 days ago now, wasn't it? 2 days ago now, sorry.
So losing your memory in your old age.
So I'm still younger than you, so I don't know what it means for you, Scott.
Oh, pardon, who? Who are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. No,
yes, I'm right.
That's good. I'm glad to hear. The sun is shining now in Wolverhampton, unlike it was a bit earlier on. I can see my blinds are letting through a nice bit of light, so that's good. England is finally getting where it should be, hopefully, and the nice weather will continue over the weekend. Right, so looking back on this week in the world of RBMY, there was some huge transfer news. Caden Clark has officially signed for RB Leipzig, sister club of RBMY, for a fee to be an undisclosed fee, believed to be around the $1.52 million area. He moves from RBMY UK. We can sign him here as well. He moves from RBMY to RB Leipzig in January 2022, with him being loaned out to New York Red Bulls for the remainder of the 2021 season. He links up over in Leipzig with Jesse Marsch, former manager of RBMY, and Tyler Adams, former player, now US men's national team star, really, at times. Luke, this is obviously huge news. Caden Clark has been one of our most, if not our most important player this season, having burst on the scene against Atlanta last year with that fantastic goal. How do we feel about seeing the end of Clark and RBMY?
I mean, it was going to happen. It was always going to happen. Let's be honest. It's been long rumoured that he had a clause in his contract to go to Leipzig. It was no surprise to anyone who'd been following it. It is sad. You don't want to see good players leave, but at this point, a player of his calibre, he's never going to stick around in MLS because he's starting for a Champions League team. It's like Tyler Adams. It's like Altidore. All the former players. But I want to go and play in Europe. And you can't keep them, sadly.
No, it's frustrating. It's frustrating for any football club around the world when you bring through such quality talent and then they leave, especially without sort of completing a goal. You know, we've not won yet an MLS Cup. He's not been part of a Shield winning side yet. We've not won the Open Cup with him playing. You know, and you almost want, having a player like that, you want that end goal. You want to be able to say, well, Caden Clark came through our system and won us MLS Cup, which hopefully will still happen this year. But yeah, we understand though. We know that this is what we do. This is what the club is built for. You know, he was with the Barcelona Academy to start off with before coming through the ranks at New York Red Bulls. And this was always going to happen. After him, there will be another Caden Clark and Tyler Adams, and then after them, there will be another one, because that's what we do at this club. It's frustrating on one hand, but it's also fantastic to see our players gracing the big stage of the Champions League.
Exactly. In 10 years' time, when he's winning the Champions League, you can say, well, I saw him as a 17-year-old at Red Bulls when he scored his first goal against Atlanta. Like, how many people can say that?
Absolutely. Right, following on from Clark, last night I watched my first, and Luke watched his first Red Bulls 2 game of the year. I've not watched Red Bulls 2, I'll be honest, in about 4 years. So it was something very different. Enjoying watching the game on YouTube. Red Bull 2.
Oh, shout out to Eric, who informed us of that. We wouldn't know.
Oh, yes, thank you, Eric. Big thank you for that, because we weren't aware of that before. Yeah, Red Bull 2 went to Pittsburgh Waterhounds. The stadium there, by the way, I was a bit in love with. Proper old
It's on our
school.
list. It's on
the
our
list.
list now.
Definitely on the list. Now, Red Bull 2 fell to a narrow 2-1 defeat. Pittsburgh taking the lead. Red Bull 2 equalising through Raffanello. And then Pittsburgh finishing the game off with a 2-1 victory. Luca Lewis making some very, very good saves in between as well. And Mitchell being a particular highlight. Honestly, I think I must say that's a game that I've enjoyed more than I've enjoyed most games recently. Like Red Bull games, obviously, that's different. But any other game I've watched over the last couple of weeks, I loved it. It was absolutely fantastic. The quality's there. The tempo is there. What did you think? Did you watch the first half, didn't you?
I mean, I watched the first half and I fell asleep, to be honest. It was good. I saw the goal for the twos. Was knocking on the door, didn't I? Just before that.
Yeah.
And then I scored. And I do fear this could be a regular occurrence in the season for the twos. They lose a game by a goal. Not having a great start of the season, and I have a feeling it could sadly be the way it goes. But not to only lose 2-1 to a Bob Lilly team is not bad. Bob Lilly is a great coach. We're having a discussion with a friend of the show, Anthony, on our WhatsApp group. He's a great coach and very hard to break down.
Well, Pittsburgh have made playoffs 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
They're a good team at USL level, and not one to sort of be beaten lightly. But one thing I will say, having looked at the results and not watched the games this year for Red Bull 2, I was a lot more sort of convinced than I thought I would be in terms of quality of performance. I think if they are playing like that, I do think it will be something that's turned around after a short while. Looking back to that. Go on. Yeah.
No, I think it can be turned around. I think you got a good manager in Warnock. He's a Red Bull legend. Got manager. And let's be honest, he would have to do something very, very, very wrong to even considered to be sacked. I don't think.
No, absolutely.
I think even if I finish bottom this season, I still don't think I'll be sacked. The aim with twos. With aim with twos is to get to aid player development. Which are the next topic. MLS next.
And MLS next. Yeah, no, absolutely. That's the new league that he's going to start next year. Something that's really, really exciting. What do you think about the whole sort of change around in structure?
Because obviously we should say there's no news whether the twos will be joining this league yet. We don't know yet. But John Molyneux was asked, but he did comment on it, so we don't know yet. But the idea of it is for the twos, for the MLS reserve teams, not to move into its MLS next to aid development, and also going to have some other teams, non-MLS reserve teams in it, and it could be Division 3. We had to do a write-up on our website. Ronnie did, because when I see its news when editor-in-chief, me, is on a holiday. So you can find that there's a great article Ronnie did about it on rbnyuk.com. But yeah, it's new, isn't it? We got wait and see. It's launching next year.
Absolutely, something new, different, and that's something that we're definitely going to go into on next week's podcast in a bit more detail. We've definitely started writing stuff up, so that we're really excited to start talking about it in a bit more depth. Red Bull New York news, obviously midweek on Wednesday, Red Bull played New England Revolution away at Foxborough. We unfortunately fell to a 3-2 defeat, which is our first defeat in 3. And they are the first unbeaten side so far in the regular season to have beaten us, having ended Orlando's run. We ended Nashville's run, and then unfortunately came to a bit of a halt against New England Revolution. Goals from Klamala's first strike in a Red Bull shirt, and then Reyes scoring again. What did we think of the game?
I mean, let's change with another easy place to go. And Red Bulls are horrifically bad down. Not just down, Foxborough, but also against New England. We don't play well against them
I
at
hate
all.
playing New England.
But 3-2 is no shame against a very, very good New England team this year. They are, for me, such a horrible team to play.
When we did our Eastern Conference predictions at the start of sort of the year, well, I'll be completely honest with you. They're a team I tend to forget about until it comes to playing them, and then I absolutely hate playing them. They weren't. I didn't even name them in my top 7 for the Eastern Conference.
I don't know if I did either.
No, because they just slip my mind quite frequently. But then every time we play them, especially under Arena, I hate playing New England Revolution.
A horrible team to play, and we've got an awful bloody turf.
Yeah, not a nice place to go and play.
Not a nice place, but like 3-2 against a very good Threads team, top of I think it might be top of the Shield rankings. I think definitely top of the East. I'm not sure about the Shield. I don't think it's any shame to lose 3-2 to them. And I think all another night they could have easily got a draw from that game if 1 or 2 more shots went in. They would have fought back to get 3-3. So I don't think there's any shame. But road games no wins on the road is a concern at the moment. You have to say.
Absolutely, and that's clearly where we need to step it up, especially as we are obviously away from home tomorrow night. So it's another game that we need to, which we'll get onto in a bit. Slightly off the beaten track, still Red Bull news though. We just want to wish a big congratulations to stalwart goalkeeper Ryan Meara on his engagement.
Yep, well done.
Red Bull news this week. And then obviously looking through to Sunday, New York Red Bulls face Atlanta United at the Benz, at the beautiful Benz Stadium, where there will be lots and lots of fans. Atlanta did lose their last game, funnily enough, to NYCFC at Red Bull Arena. So we can hope that there's going to be some sort of follow-on from that somewhere involved. They currently remain 10th in the 10th in the East. And this has always been, ever since the sort of inception of Atlanta, and with the big playoff games in 2018, it's become a bit of a very organic rivalry that I really enjoy, especially with Villalba and Taxi and their little bit of a fight on the pitch. I love playing Atlanta. It's a great game, and it's one that I always get excited for.
I love playing Atlanta. Like I said, it's a very organic rivalry. It's not manufactured. It's came through playing well, like in the late 10s, or should we say late 18, 19, no,
17, they came into the
18. League. Yeah, 17, 18. These two are 2 best sides in the league, or at there anyway.
I mean, especially looking at 2018, where obviously Rebel New York won the Sports Shield. And then Atlanta went and had the MLS Cup that year. For me, without doubt, the 2 best sides in the league. That sort of battle at the top of the East and at the top of the Sports Shield was one that I think I will never forget in terms of MLS recent history. 2 great teams, lots of goals, lots of excitement, and obviously, it's great.
It's great. I think we haven't actually lost to Atlanta in MLS regular season play since they came into the league. We're unbeaten in regular season play so far in MLS. So if the boys go down to Atlanta tomorrow, it's something to hold. We don't want to lose that. We don't want to lose the unbeaten record in MLS regular season play against Atlanta. Let's be frank, we haven't just played one or 2 games. Played a lot of games against Atlanta now. Been in the league for 3 or 4 years now. We've played quite a few games against them. This is a record we want to keep. So, yeah.
No, fantastic. Well, that's all we've got time for today. Like we said, we want to keep this short, snappy, and concise, bringing you that bit of news that we've heard through the week, talking about it briefly, and then really going into a bit more depth of it on the podcast, just so we're not missing out sort of immediately with these big news stories. If you want to find us anywhere, we are at RBNY UK on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. You can find us on our website at rbnyuk.com. And while you're there, visit the store and go and buy yourself an identity sticker or a mug or a t-shirt or just about whatever you can ask for. You know, summer's coming up, birthday's coming up, and Christmas isn't that far away anymore. So get your orders in while you can. Yeah, cheers, Luke. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Lovely. Right, okay, we'll see you very soon. Thank you. See you later.